right, welcome back everybody to another episode of Under the Surface. And today it's officially Bazaarian summer. It's the first day of Bazaar summer, guys, which we didn't know was a thing, but now we do.
I
And it
mean,
looks like what?
just
Oh,
to
go
be
ahead.
clear, like the start of Bazaarian summer is the day we record it, but you're going to get it like tomorrow because we sort
Yeah,
of postponed the recording.
yeah, but it looks a lot like summer in the real world, chilling
hmm
by the beach, lounging, having a good time, sort of thing. I mean, exactly what you'd expect. But I think the big thing about this episode is that the shadow government is officially confirmed.
Yes, strikes again.
We talked probably way too long in one episode about how day and night cycles would work in seasons. And apparently we were right. It does flip like a coin.
yeah,
So,
yeah, we have a spinning pancake. Though, I don't know, should we start with it? Because I guess that's the biggest topic of the episode.
yeah.
Okay, right. So, yes, we were correct. Or I guess there's also possibility that Mr. Marion watches our show and realized that this has to happen for, for the Bazaar to have day and night cycle. And, there's a line that it also has seasons, like on the round world. And I guess it can have them, but there's a mistake, there's slight mistake in this video, which I'm going to explain in a second. But to be fair, I really thought that, they weren't going to address all of that because, like, I assumed that they are going to just assume like a wizard did it, like, yeah, we are living on a flat disk and just deal with that. We don't really need to, prove to you that it's physically possible, which is probably not, but let's assume that it is. So yeah, we have foundation, which is floating around the star and it's spinning perpendicularly to that star to achieve the day and night cycle, right? And they, as I said, say that it also has seasons, which we just started summer, right? Well, the problem is it doesn't. Like with what they've shown in this video, it doesn't have seasons. Because if we take Earth, we have seasons because we have a tilt to our planet, right? Our planet is tilted at what it is, like 30 degrees, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but you can check that out in Google. The main part is that this tilt doesn't change depending on where the planet is in its cycle. So regardless whether it's to the right of the star or to the left of the star, I mean, there's no left or right in the in space, right? But let's assume there is for simplicity. So the Earth essentially is stationary and it just revolves around the star as if the star was moving around it and not it around the star. So I hope you will add some infographics to this to explain to people what I'm talking about. But if to make it like maximally plain, if you were to attach a ball to a string and just started moving it over your head like in a circle, the outwards part of the ball is always going to face away from you, right? That makes sense because you are spinning the ball that is attached to a single point. Planets don't work like that. They are not attached to strings. However, it sort of looks like we have this ball attached to a string situation with the Bazaar. Because if we analyze actually about 2 frames or like 2 scenes where we can see the movement of the foundation, at first it's like tilted slightly and is still facing away from the star, and then it moves towards us to like right next to the screen and it still faces outwards. So I made a quick helpful graphic for you. So I'm going to send it to you right now. So actually I have 2 graphics to show you the situation we are dealing with. So this is the direction of the movement that the foundation has to get day and night cycle, right? And this should be the only type of movement to also get seasons. However, we have like vertical movement and also horizontal movement, which results in not having seasons. It could have seasons in this scenario, but it would have also very scuffed day and night cycle. So,
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I was more shocked they included this at all to even begin to like break it apart because like you, I was like thinking for sure it was going to be the dome just does it, you
Hmm.
know? Like but yeah.
So I understand that they wanted to be sort of like accurate, so for the world to be, believable, because we applying real world physics to this pancake. But I'm not sure who made that mistake, but it was let in. Now we have this, well, chaotic movement essentially.
Yeah, it might have just been an artistic choice too, you know what I mean? Like they just had
Yeah.
to give something up to make it feel better type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So I'm not, blaming like Mr. Marion or anyone in particular, but like I assume that, the law team are not that well versed in like astrophysics, which they aren't supposed to be, that's not their job. But the moment you try to, delve into this type of stuff, it actually turns out it's fairly complex. And I have like a first grader understanding of all of this. Like, I watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and that's all I know. But yeah, there's a lot to it. So yeah, that's why I assumed they wouldn't even address it, because it's so complex, and they tried. There was a slight fumble.
Yeah, that's why like when we were talking about it last time, I was like, okay, maybe we just need to stop about this because there's no way they're gonna actually worry about this. Like when I saw the Bazaarian summer video, I didn't even remotely expect anything about the foundation to be in there. Right.
Yeah.
I just expected it to be like, oh, we're on the beach and we're partying, which is most of the video or a big chunk of it. But
Hmm.
for some reason they felt it necessary to, get scientifical about it for just a minute, which I mean, props to the lore department, right?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
they're willing to do
definitely.
that.
I mean, yeah, they attempted to try to bring in like real life physics to all of this, and cool. Like, if you are a person who's not at all, versed in this sort of planetary movement, it looks completely normal to you, and you're not like thinking twice about it. But if you have this basic knowledge, then it might look a little bit silly. But it's totally fine. I don't mind. Like, a wizard did it, and I'm good.
Yeah, well, that's not even the only space thing in this video because now we know that there's also a moon
Yeah.
to the foundation, which is like crazy, kind of. Because I mean, I don't think it's ever been mentioned before this, unless I just missed it.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it wasn't even shown on the graphics in the previous video, where we, well, learned about the foundation as a static, pancake. Well, not static, but, a pancake. There were floating islands in the distance, but perhaps that was just an artistic visualization. But there was no moon. Now
There's
there is.
there's people on it, like there's a race on it. Like apparently,
Moon
fairly. I
dwellers,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, crazy name, right? I wonder where they live. But yeah, they're like it's a really cool design for this group too. But they've been there since before the bazaar was there,
Hmm.
and they knew they would come apparently. So they were just waiting for the Bazaarians to show up and grow up a civilization before they made contact. I
They
guess.
look sort of like those aliens from Star Wars that were in the second film, like those from Camino, this water world.
Oh, I thought they looked like reminiscent of something.
Like, they also have those long necks, and also like white faces that are sort of flat.
Yeah, yeah, I see it for sure.
Probably there was some inspiration there, but like, yeah, here in the bazaar they are clearly like connected to the moon. But let's stop here for a minute, because yeah, there's a moon. So what moon is responsible? Tides. Responsible for tides, right? So, well, apparently we have tides on the Bazaar Sea, which is cool because tides actually are really crucial to like marine life. So, like, a big thumbs up for that. However, if we just look at this graphic in the video, this moon looks really tiny.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It looks really tiny and really close.
Yeah, like our moon, if I'm not mistaken, is like 400,000 kilometers away from Earth, something like that, which is like, you could put all of the planets from our solar system in between us and the moon, and there would be room to spare, So this could be only just, what's it called? more like a visual representation of it all and not like to scale, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like the biggest space scraper is like getting close to halfway between the like bottom of the foundation or the where it sits on it up to the moon, which is just crazy.
Yeah. Also, we still are not 100% sure, like, how big is the foundation. Though, if we like take this picture compared to the star, they are either really close to it, or the foundation is giant, or the star is small. Like, I assume that there's no like proportions to those pictures. Like, probably there's a better way to say that, but I guess that you know what I mean.
Yeah, don't we know from, I think Isaac Marion said in the last video that, or the video about the foundation, that a lot of those notes and stuff were written by the guy who's the narrator. So maybe we can kind of infer that this stuff is him just trying to decipher what's going on with the foundation rather than, a perfect representation.
Yeah, perhaps it's just, to make people aware how it all sort of relates to each other and not just to make, models of it all. So yeah, perhaps it's not to scale, but let's say this moon is rather small, then it would have, like, because I assume it's not as big as our moon, and our moon is like 0.6 gravity compared to Earth, I think. So how sticky that moon would be, for moon dwellers to live on it, or perhaps they live inside the moon. Who knows?
Yeah, you can see on the picture behind the moon dweller guy that there's like lights, like kind of implying there's cities there. But yeah, maybe I don't know, man. The moon dweller thing's throwing me off. I just can't believe that that's a thing.
I mean, this moon
Right.
dweller guy is also holding like something, and
A little moon.
It could be. I mean, this could be like a Galactus type character. Who knows? But there's too many unknowns in this. But in general, I think moon dwellers are somehow a missing link between the builders, because it's sort of implied that they met them, or at least were aware of them in the time they produced this foundation. Or I could just, write my own law at this point.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar because the first time they showed up, I'm like, oh, these are the guys who created the foundation. And then I rewatched it and I was like, oh, no, they're not. But they expected the bazaar to show up eventually, like people to come and show up. So maybe they've seen all these civilizations come and go and know somebody else new is always replacing it.
Or there could be some sort of prophecy. Who knows?
They seem to worship the moon too. I mean,
yeah, they have a lot of sort of crescent imagery there.
I want to talk about something really important now, and that's, what is this shrimp deals guy at the beginning?
Yeah,
Who is this guy?
he's so slick, like this shine in his eyes. And have you noticed the girls in the background? Like,
Yeah, they're all in love.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it was like a jump scare when I first watched this, when I saw this guy. But he also seems to be like, he's like a shrimp guy, but he seems to be in, I don't know, in love, but he seems to like Sylvia, right? Is that what I got from it? Like, he's kind of like flirting with her a little bit.
Is he? I mean, they are sort of both, I guess, marine creatures. I'm still not sure what Sylvia is, but I assume she's like derivative of some form of sea creature.
I have no clue. I just think like Jabba the Hutt every time I see her. So
we can go with that.
It's just like a big thing, like a blob thing.
You know what? I think I know what's the main like unnerving part about this shrimp guy. He has like giant eyelashes. Like his eyes are, I don't know, there's something wrong with them.
I wonder what this guy's gonna do. I hope he shows up this season.
Yeah, I hope he's a merchant or something.
Maybe he just like flirts with you and then steals your money or something. You wake up and your wallet's gone.
Oh boy, he offers you a drink and there's a roofie in there.
Oh,
yeah. Also, the very first line of this video, Sylvia says that Seagate is lovely this time of year. So is Seagate known, like widely known? Is it something obvious that, it's like a bus stop?
Yeah, that destroys our theory that like the Tyrant King guards it or something. Because I mean, it sounds like they're going through the Sea Gate to the tropical island to chill, right? Like that's what I got from that. So
I mean, yeah, I guess they could treat Pelago as a sort of sea resort. Is that the correct term?
Yeah, beach resort maybe.
Perhaps, yeah, but if Pelago is ruled by pirates and the Tyrant King, this doesn't seem safe.
maybe it's worth the risk to them. My
Right.
sister was telling me that the travel advisory to somewhere said like, like you will like are likely to be robbed or like held at gunpoint or something, but the beaches are very nice. So maybe that's how it is in
Ah,
Seagate. It's like go at your own
a
risk.
trade-off. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would wager my life for a bit of beach relaxation. Okay, but I think we can move to a very special topic, which is the greatest children's dice game ever, Piggles.
This is a bit of a jump scare too throughout the video when it randomly turns into Piggles lore. I was not expecting that. The craziest thing I got out of this was that Piggles is like your Dan or whatever his name is, not Raynad,
Yeah, yeah.
said that he streams to like 2 million viewers apparently.
Yeah, on Buzznet, which is
Yeah.
clearly it's similar to Battle.net, like the name of it.
Yeah.
But this 2 million people is either a random number or it could be some sort of a hint about how many Bazaar players there are, like in real life. At least that's how I understood it.
Oh, that would be a cool little reference if they did that.
Yeah, reference.
I
That was the word I was looking for earlier.
I was thinking it was more like because like at like peak Raynad like streaming popularity, he was getting like I mean I don't know exactly, but like tens of thousands, not millions. So maybe it could also be saying like this is just how many people are in the bazaar. Like there's a ridiculous number.
Yeah, and
Well,
also it's called Buzznet, so like Bazaarnet, right? I don't know. Like,
yeah.
there's no confirmation of that. It was my speculation. But actually, talking about Reynard, his voice acting game has really like went through the roof. Like his OG lines on Yedan were sort of mid, like without passion. But here, he actually, gave something from himself.
Yeah, it felt real. It felt like real Raynad and not like the other lines felt like he didn't want to be there to record them.
Yeah, but here, like there was passion there, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
My real question for you is do you think we'll ever actually learn how you play Piggles? Or do you think it's always going to be like we just
Well,
get items and
to be fair, it's probably inspired by Bakugan, right? Because there's like this Piggles launcher and there's a board. And I'm not 100% sure how it's supposed to be played, but we can see this board for a brief time. And the top word on that board says nap. And I don't know, are you supposed to nap during the game? And then at the bottom, we have M and U. And perhaps there's G there, so maybe it spells mag. But why would you? And I mean, there's a mag on the board. I mean, perhaps you use the mag to throw the piggles. But
I thought it would be mud, like a pig rolling in mud.
I guess
But
we need a spin-off Bazaar game where you play piggles.
yeah, well, the other thing I found really interesting because we got the board, so it's like okay, we kind of I mean, it just gives more questions and answers, right? But then we get to see at 349, we get to see somebody's streaming setup, maybe your Dan's, and you
Mm-hmm.
play with a physical board, and then like it looks like a webcam is like recording it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there are
Like
also possibilities that this board is sort of like a fidget, while you play online. You just take a couple of piggle balls and you fondle them in your hand.
yeah, it's not innuendo at all.
Not at all. Why would you say
Well,
that?
well, also maybe it's like a special type of board that's like connected or something. So like when you roll, it can
Ooh.
detect like what you've rolled because it seems like rolling is a huge part of this game, and maybe people don't want to do it electronically. Like it messes up their game.
I
So
guess. I mean, there are like chessboards that, track the pieces. So those are pretty cool, though expensive. Perhaps there's something similar here.
I also wanted to say in that same little picture there in the item, we see a bizarre computer, right? And I think we may have seen like sort of computers in the background before, but not like a personal computer. And it feels like a early 2000s type of like home
This
computer.
one, it looks sort of like the first Mac, or like a
Yeah.
bit like Commodore. Though, like the event where you get a shielding item, is that it? Where there's like I don't remember, is it a pig or a bear sits at like a giant, console even. Or like the Dultron mainframe is also a computer. So I think there's like whole range of specs in terms of PCs and computers in general.
It's just the idea that people are streaming video games in the bazaar is just really weird. Like, just feels so wrong to me on such like a deep level. Like, it feels so out of place. Not in a bad way necessarily, but it's just I would have never expected it. You know?
I mean, it's all right. I don't mind. Like, we have literally everything in this game, so why not computers and streaming? In terms of like new additions, we have whole list of skins if you want to go through them or not, because we're almost at 30 minutes. But I would like to mention that, like, with every video we get some new background character that's completely new. I have not seen them, like, in terms of the design. Like, in this case, the degenerate or street gamer is playing against some pink mollusk man or something like that, so that's a new design for an alien. We also have, when we go to this big stage, I guess Yedan is playing finals against this chicken man, but in the left side of the screen, there's like a giraffe lady, which for some reason I like that design. I like giraffes as animals in general, so perhaps that's why I like this.
Yeah, there's the sheer number of species in this game just amazes me.
Yeah, which, I mean, I guess we can end with that if you want, but because of this enormous, number of various species living in the bazaar, and we sometimes have seen only one representant. Is that a word?
Representative.
Representative, exactly, of a species. How are they getting mates? Or are they getting mates at all? Because imagine you're the only, like, chicken man in the bazaar. That would feel lonely.
Yeah, maybe. I just like to believe in my heart that we're just not seeing, like, we just don't see them in game, but they're there, for the most part. But I guess it just makes the world feel more dense when you have so many different species. But I don't know. At the same time, it's like I would like to see what we have continue to be more fleshed out
Yeah,
at
me
some
too.
point. But yeah, that'll be our next episode. We'll be talking about our favorite alien species,
Or general
right?
character designs.
Yeah. So, hey, check that out on Unhinged channel on Monday.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching. Like,
definitely.
subscribe, and yeah,
See you soon. Bye.
see ya.